My name is Blake Goforth. I'm the Career Services Coordinator at Shawnee Community College. I'm here today at Arrowleaf with Matt Hupe. Just let us know what your job title is and kind of just generally what do you do here at Arrowleaf.
Yeah, so here at Arrowleaf, I am the talent recruitment specialist, and I also do retention. So going to the job fairs, I pretty much take care of kind of the cold uh, people coming in. So it's once you kind of apply online, that goes off to one of my colleagues. I'm out there, whether it's on Indeed, on Facebook, and all those things online, trying to get people to apply for our jobs. With Arrowleaf, we have everything from kind of introductory roles that only need a high school diploma or a GED, and then we also have things that all the way up to like master's degrees. So
Okay.
it's everything from helping people that may have disabilities to doing the counseling one-on-one with people.
Awesome. Well, and I just passed the Cliff Cafe. Could you speak a little bit to the Cliff Cafe?
Yeah, so it's our newest restaurant, one of our newest locations that we have breakfast and lunch there every day. And we have some of our clients that are at our day services learning how to work in a restaurant to be able to then hopefully go on and work at other places.
That's awesome. So not only do you work here at the office, but we're doing this interview in a unique location. We are in Vienna, but we're kind of transported into a coffee shop, but it's a mobile coffee shop. Can you tell us a little about this coffee shop and what you do with it?
Yeah, so this is we call it our mobile career center. So, and it's not just coffee, it is about jobs and what we can do for the people coming in. So whether it's them getting a job with us or with somebody else, we're here to help. We would love people to work for us, but some people, it's not what they have experience doing. But if we can help people apply for those jobs and get to that next step, that's what we like doing. We even had a lady yesterday came in to one of our coffee and careers, and she didn't have a resume. So we sat here, we went through some of her experience that she's had in different jobs, and we helped her apply right here on the spot for one of our jobs that we had. And that was from scratch, having nothing to actually applying.
And did she get coffee?
She did, of course.
And it's free coffee as well.
Yeah.
So that's the best kind of tasting coffee is free. But it is really good coffee though, and specialty drinks. So Arrowleaf is much more than, just counseling, and obviously counseling is very important, but that's a lot of times what Arrowleaf is associated with. And there's much more to Arrowleaf than that, many more positions, but you employ quite a few people in the area. It's a good employment opportunity for people.
Yeah, we have around 200 employees, and that is, we have around 25 locations throughout the southern counties. So everywhere from Anna, Vienna, all the way over to Golconda, Roseclare, and E-Town, down to Karnak, Metropolis, and Cairo. So we are pretty widespread, and that's everything from some of our main buildings, like here at in Vienna at Redbud Lane, to some Scylla homes and 830 homes that help people that may have disabilities or just trying to learn some life skills to go on to have their own place.
Absolutely. Okay, so a little bit more about you. Give us kind of a background of your education, your training. How did you get here? Did you work in other areas before you got here? Did you always want to, work in this industry? Yeah. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of an eclectic background. My degree's in architecture, so I have a degree in architecture, and during that, you kind of learn how to use camera, all that good stuff. So after architecture school, I had the opportunity to buy a photo studio. We had that for quite a few years, and that was around 2009, where we were doing photos. It was my full-time job. Was in a time when everybody had a camera, so it was a little bit hard to keep going. Is that the sole business that you have? And just in that, life happened. Kids were on the way, so you had to find something that will have less overhead and more money in your pocket. So
it's a benefit.
Exactly. So just in doing so, having my own business, I learned how to do some marketing. Okay. So then I got on with a local company in Marion they do marketing for a liquor store. They have retail or real estate. They do insurance, all these different things under that. And then, so I was there for a couple of years, and then opportunity came up to be a marketing director at one of the car dealerships in the area. And after that, another opportunity came up to do marketing with it was a car wash business that has, gosh, they're probably over 250 or 125 locations nationwide. So it was everywhere from Miami over to Utah. So I was traveling around doing marketing for them, doing videos, training videos, things like that. And then finally, the opportunity came up to work here at Arrowleaf. So grew up in Vienna, moved back to Vienna. So I'm like 7 minutes from the house. It's a great little place to be and a great community.
So do jobs like yours require any sort of educational background in terms of like a degree qualification or certificates or any of that kind of stuff? Or would just on-the-job training and different things like you've done, would that qualify?
Right. So it requires a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
So that can be.
But if you're in architecture,
pretty wide open. So that's with architecture, you learn to do a lot of different things. Like you're business management, you're doing marketing, you're doing public relations, and you're also doing the art part of it, and like actually building in structures. So with that came a lot of experience getting that degree. I actually have my associate's degree from Shawnee College as well.
All right, you got to say it. Once a saying, always a saying.
Yep, got the art degree from there. So with that, it also required just work within like the marketing or that kind of field to be able to be in this position of recruiting. Because if you face it, recruiting is still marketing. You're marketing your business to the potential employees to come in. So
absolutely. And so, but it sounds like in each one of your career changes, you picked up some vital skills that have helped you out in this career.
Oh, it definitely has. It's been everything from, I learned to code at one of them, so I was able to do websites. Everything has just been a stepping stone, and it kind of seems like it just falls in place. Sometimes in life it seems like it's just like the worst thing happening, but then you look back and you're like, oh, well, that's why this happened. So it's pretty cool how even not doing the photo studio anymore kind of evolved into what it is today. We're just trying to find ways to get people to show up to some of our hiring events.
Free coffee is good.
Yeah, exactly. So who doesn't like coffee? So we were actually doing, I would bring my espresso machine and stuff to some of our office lobbies. So we were doing some coffee in the lobbies of our places, and we'd have people show up. And then we were trying to brainstorm, how can we make it bigger? How can we make it a little bit better? What we did is we took one of our passenger buses, and we had this idea to convert it where we could, in the morning, we'd be able to install actually this bar that I built to be able to put in it with the seats up. And in the morning, we'd fit it with all the stuff that we needed. And when we'd be done with it with that event, we'd come back, pull all the stuff out, and it was ready for the clients already. We did have a little bit of a road bump where we were told that we can't use the buses for doing that. So you pivot. When things happen, you figure out how to make it work. So we bought a 10 by 10 tent that was customized for Arrowleaf, and we would go out to places with our tent. We'd set up everything there with our generator to run our machines. So yeah, after that, we were able to procure this trailer. So it kind of snowballs into kind of a big thing.
Yeah, so cool. you can almost make the position that you're in. Obviously, you have certain things that are required and are expected of you, but you can almost kind of make it what you want. When you got hired on, it wasn't work for Arrowleaf, do career and resume and run a coffee truck.
Yeah,
that was kind of hey, how can we engage people? How can we engage the community? How can we get people to want to do this? And then
barista was not in the job description.
Exactly. So you had to learn that somewhere and along the way.
Yeah, having the hobbies of coffee, and you use the things that you're good at, that you feel that are fun also. It's if you go to work and you love it, what's work? So
exactly. And so, trying to encourage students to not only develop skills that are in the area that they're studying or in the area that they think they're going to go into for that career, but, enjoying hobbies, enjoying other things, learning paying attention in other classes.
Yeah.
To pick up and to be able to relate to other people and networking. How important networking is. How important, again, taking all of these different experiences you have, and it'll make you a better employee, make you a better person. Overall, it'll just kind of give you a better rounded personality. Having different experiences and the soft skills that are huge right now. That so many people and employers are looking for, and being able to communicate. A lot of these things that can be learned, they take a lot longer than some hard skills.
Yeah.
Okay, you put this much milk in, you put this much espresso in, you put the foam on top, and we're done.
And there's so many things that you can learn from, and it's not just school, but life. Whether you're Googling things or I spent hours in a bookstore looking at photography books on how to perfect doing photos and stuff like that. So, a lot of times you're going to be going out on your own, figuring out how to do stuff and just kind of like perfecting that to be able to chase your dreams.
For students that, or community members that are interested in, some sort of like kind of administration or recruitment or kind of career services type of jobs, what kind of recommendations or what advice do you have for them?
So I become proficient in what the tools are going to be. I learn Indeed inside and outside of how to help people make their things, how to use the recruitment platform of it to make your campaigns and your events and things like that. Figure out how to make the most of your spend when you're doing this. Money doesn't grow on trees, mostly for nonprofits. So you try to make your dollar stretch as much as you can to be able to make things work. And any company is going to appreciate that, to make sure that you're doing the most with what you have. But yeah, so figure out the tools, like do some research into what company you're looking for, and ask around. Find some people on LinkedIn and ask them what kind of tools that they're using.
Is there anything I haven't asked you that you think would be beneficial for students and community members who are looking for jobs or interested in pursuing something at Arrowleaf?
As far as pursuing jobs at Arrowleaf, the biggest thing is I would say knowing your community and having that want for it to be better. Whether you're going to school to be a counselor or a therapist, we're going to want somebody that is going to be personable. You don't want somebody to be rough and gruff. You're going to be going to some crisis situations where it's going to be rough. You're going to have kiddos or domestic things going on. And to be able to have that empathy, you're really going to have to put yourself out there to be able to be the person that people can look to and find that help. And knowing the programs that are available. You may not be in that program, but there's other things around you. And even with Arrowleaf, we don't do everything, but if we know some of the businesses around us, to refer them to the professionals is kind of a huge opportunity that I think most businesses should and can take advantage of.
Well, and another thing for people to think about is the fact that maybe they like the idea of social working or counseling, but the master's degree is a little bit daunting, or they don't want to go that far, but they like the work that Arrowleaf does. There's still the ability, in what you're saying, to be a part of that cause
all through the process. You're going to be you may be the crisis worker that's going to go out when you get these calls. Then you're going to refer them to one of our counselors or therapists. They may need one of our programs that helps with homelessness during this situation. So you're just going to be able to work with your fellow coworkers to be able to help each other out. Go from one step to the other. You may still be touching base with those people just to make sure that they're on their way, and you're also a little bit of that safe person that they met in this hard time.
What does your work schedule kind of look like? Do you have some regular hours that you kind of keep, and then obviously you're going someplace? What does that look like? Because a lot of times students don't want an idea of a job that's just 9 to 5 stuck in front of a computer.
Yeah.
It sounds like maybe you have maybe the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So with my job, I'm usually here from 8 to 5, but that may change depending on the day. If we're going to be having a coffee and careers, I may be here at 7 o'clock in the morning prepping the trailer, getting water in it, getting gas in the generators, things like that. If I go in early, I can take off early. As long as we're getting our 40 hours a week, that's the main thing that we look for here at Arrowleaf. We have some of our residential techs or direct support professionals that they're at the houses 24/7. So they're on different shifts all through the night, in the evening, helping these people all through the things that they need. We also have our assisted living center, Autumn Ridge, that they have a CNA there 24/7 to be able to be there. But we also have our cooks, and we have our other office staff there that they have normal hours, 8 to 5. So a lot of our people here at this office, our counselors, they do have a regular 8 to 5 job, but they also get on the crisis rotation. So they may be at the phone line when they are on their shift. So they have a time that they will be the ones that their phone gets the call to be able to respond to these crises.
And that's something else to think about when people are looking at different types of careers or industries or jobs. And that's what's great again about Arrowleaf and the variety of different jobs that are within that cause is that, being on the crisis line, having to be on call, that's something, and dealing with traumatic things like that, you're going to have to take that home.
It does.
You're going to have to be doing hard things. You have to see some difficult things.
And it takes a special person to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, obviously as a counselor, you're going to be able to have to deal with that. Obviously, in your role, how much of that, is there some of that, but not as much? How many of those things and how difficult in terms of, obviously this is not a clock in, clock out, I'm totally done type of job, because that's a lot what students or community members ask for or talk about to me. So how would you kind of describe your position as a recruiter in terms of, I'm sure that you see things that, you have to deal with, but maybe not like a crisis counselor type of deal, and how much of that do you have to kind of take home?
So with my position, most of the time I'm able to get everything done in my regular work day, my 8 to 5. So with that, that doesn't mean that I may be getting a call back from somebody that I called earlier in the day about trying to set up an interview. So you still do that. We make ourselves available as needed. If there are some things, we try to keep our staff not overwhelmed. We try to make it where they're not having to carry all of this stress and baggage. We have even retreats for our employees where we may go out to one of the parks and stuff like that to do a hike and just kind of like debrief some of the things that have happened. So I think it very much depends on what the job is.
So there's kind of that set time if you're a counselor or some of that, but then there's also, this is kind of a lifestyle job. And while it's not encroaching, there's good balance, work-life balance. If somebody sees you in town at the park or at a store or at the gas station, oh, hey, Matt, I remember you, from Arrowleaf. Hey, I got a question. You're going to be dealing with that. Or if it's, somebody that you dealt with or have helped and they recognize you, obviously you're going to, engage that conversation
as well. And you're also, every employee should be kind of a cheerleader and a walking billboard. Whether you see something happening and you're able to offer them the crisis line or things like that. I've ran into at job fairs where people ask about our homeless program and other things like that. So you are kind of representing your company even on the clock and off the clock,
and even outside of maybe your position or your expertise. Okay, so to finish this thing out, what is your favorite coffee drink to drink, and what's your favorite, or what do you feel that the best drink that you make is?
So our most popular is definitely our iced caramel latte.
That's what we got here, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's
it is delicious, by the way.
Double shot of espresso, so it's like it's gonna be like 2 coffees in there. So it gets you going. But it's probably my favorite. But at home, if you haven't tried the AeroPress, you need to try the AeroPress coffee maker. It's a little tool that single serve thing. Push it down. It makes the smoothest coffee. It'll rival any
Okay, I
place.
don't know that I've ever heard of it. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Matt, thank you for joining
Yeah.
us today. Thank you for sharing your experience and your background and the different positions at Arrowleaf. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great.
If you have any questions, contact me, and we can get in contact with Matt if you have any questions, or if you want to get a free coffee. Check it out, Arrowleaf. Thanks. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.